house at Briar's End. The letter. Evelyn Thorne hadn't returned to Briar's End in 20 years. She told herself she'd never need to. The town was a forgotten scar on the back roads of Vermont, where stories went to die. She lived a meticulously built life in Chicago. Morning lattes, corporate meetings, Pilates on weekends. Nothing could have dragged her back, except the letter. It arrived on a Tuesday morning, slipped between bills and junk mail, addressed in cramped black ink. No return address. The paper was old, the kind that wrinkles with memory. Just one sentence. They never left. She knew who they were. She knew where the letter pointed. And that night, Evelyn started dreaming again. The dreams she had buried. Her brother Thomas screaming from behind the walls. The house shifting its rooms. The feel of something watching from inside the mirror. Returning, the town hadn't changed. Main Street had the same greasy diner. The church clock still ticked 10 minutes slow. Nobody recognized her, or maybe they pretended not to. Evelyn took back roads through the overgrown fields until she reached Briar's End Road. The house stood crookedly, as if it leaned toward her, in greeting. The same flaked siding, the same shattered window upstairs. She parked and walked slowly to the gate, breathing in a smell she had long forgotten. Wet leaves, rust, and the unmistakable rot of old wood. She noticed then. The gate was open, not rusted shut as it had been for years. The iron hinges had been oiled recently. She hesitated, then stepped through. The house breathes. Inside was darkness layered in dust. The house didn't feel abandoned. It felt asleep. Each step woke the floors, which creaked in greeting. Light from her phone cast long shadows down the hall. The living room remained nearly untouched. The same yellowing wallpaper with ivy print, a child's toy. Thomas's old truck rested where it had fallen decades ago. Evelyn made her way upstairs, passing the mirror on the landing. The mirror. When she was a child, she and Thomas had played a game. Stare into it in the dark until the reflections changed. They always did. But no one believed them. Evelyn stopped playing when the mirror blinked. The bedroom, Thomas's room, was sealed shut. The doorframe was wrapped in wire, barbed, twisted around the knob. Evelyn didn't remember that. She unwound the wire, her fingers bleeding where the barbs nicked her. The door groaned open, revealing a room sealed in time. Toys in mid-play, comic books splayed open, a record on the player unspun. The smell here was stronger, mildew, wet soil, and something else, coppery, like old blood. On the wall, dozens of drawings, charcoal and scratches. Most were of the house. One showed a figure in the mirror. Another, a boy curled up beneath the floorboards. All signed in, a shaky hand. Thomas. Evelyn remembers. She had forgotten. Not by accident, but by necessity. When they were children, Thomas began speaking to something in the house. He called it the other room. He said it appeared in mirrors, that it could make doors open or vanish. He said it whispered about secrets. Their parents dismissed it as imagination, but Evelyn saw it too. The last night he told her it wanted him. He said he was going to make a trade. She woke the next morning alone. No one found Thomas. No one believed her. Eventually, she stopped believing herself. moved away, tried to forget. The descent begins. The mirror on the landing shimmered as she passed. She saw a shape behind her reflection. She turned quickly. Nothing. But in the reflection, Thomas stood behind her, eyes black. Evelyn smashed the mirror. It didn't break. Her reflection smiled. She fled to the kitchen. Cabinets slammed shut behind her. The refrigerator opened. Whispers bled from the walls. The words made no sense, yet she understood them. He's still here. He never left. You promised. Crawl space. Behind the pantry, she found the small door she remembered. A crawl space. Thomas had loved it as a hiding place. Inside, it was narrower than she recalled. She had to crawl, the beam of her flashlight slicing through choking dust. She reached the center. There was a blanket, a child's shoe, and carved into the floor, the trade was made. Then a sound behind her, something moving. She turned, but the crawl space had closed. Earth and wood pressed inward. She couldn't breathe. A whisper near her ear. It should have been you, mirror world. She blacked out. When she awoke, she was standing, not in the crawl space, but in the same house. Yet wrong. Everything was reversed, as if seen through a mirror. Colors were drained. The air buzzed. Thomas stood across the hall. He was older but not right. His body moved stiffly. Eyes too wide. Smile too long. You came back, he said. What is this? It's where I live now. You traded me. You forgot. But I remembered. I didn't trade. He stepped closer. You wanted to forget, so you gave me to it. It lets me stay, but it's hungry. The walls pulsed. Shadows moved independently. The mirror behind him showed her standing alone. The offering, the house's rules were clear. It needed someone. Give it someone else, he said. Then you can go, like I did. I didn't mean to, but you did. He reached out. The house trembled. Evelyn ran. She fled through endless hallways that changed with every turn. Doors led to cellars, to closets, to rooms full of mirrors that reflected only Thomas. She found herself in the attic. There was a chair, a rope. Dusty footprints circled it. In the corner, a small figure sobbed. A girl. Who are you? Evelyn asked. The girl didn't answer, just pointed to the floor. A mirror. Evelyn leaned over it. In the reflection, she wasn't Evelyn. She was Thomas, the breaking. She screamed. The mirror cracked. It doesn't want names, a voice whispered. It wants memory. Thomas appeared again, broken and swaying. The house eats memory. If you forget, it keeps what you left behind. She remembered now. That night, she had seen him talking to the mirror. She had heard the whispers. They offered a deal. One child remembers, one child forgets. One child lives. She said yes. She forgot. The mirror had taken him. The choice. Now it wanted her. You can stay, Thomas said, or find another. She looked at the sobbing girl. Not real. A shadow. Bait. No, Evelyn said. No more trades. She grabbed the cracked mirror. It burned. She screamed but held on. It showed her every moment she'd repressed. The hospital visits. Her parents' despair. The feeling of guilt she'd pushed down for 20 years. She saw herself walking away, leaving Thomas behind. The mirror shattered. Escape. The house shook violently. Walls collapsed inward. Mirrors melted. Evelyn ran, holding only her memory. She burst through the front door. This time, it was there. She fell onto the dirt outside. Behind her, the house crumbled inward, folding like a paper box. In the distance, she saw Thomas, the real boy, 8 years old, smiling, then gone. After, Evelyn left Briar's End. She never returned. But the house followed. Mirrors in her apartment sometimes showed a flicker. A door in her dreams appears and disappears. Whispers come when she forgets too much. She remembers now. Every day. 'Cause forgetting is what the house feeds on, and it's always hungry.